Now from the home of the Dog Pound, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Here's the rookie from Arkansas, Cam Little, ready to get us started.
And off we go from Cleveland.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Sanders throwing to start the drive.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
And that is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run with Ford. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
This one downfield for Tillman. And he's got it inside the 10.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Cedric Tillman
from 8 yards out.
And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
He gave a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look up, elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Jaguars getting set to go.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 26. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
2nd down and a yard.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence.
And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That is caught. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. They go play action now. Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And his throw is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence.
That's complete to the rookie from Colorado.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll try the left side with ETN.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Now 2nd and 5. And they'll go again with ETN.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. And that will be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
2nd and 5. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On the ground, it's Ford. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Again, they turn to Ford. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. As Sanders has it poked free, and the Jags grab it, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. The defense was dialed into the pass. They overlooked the draw play.
And how often do we talk about the oldies are still goodies? Because that draw play comes straight from Coach Paul Brown's playbook, going all the way back to the original Cleveland Browns.
Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Second down and 4. A handoff for Etienne. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 57 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out 1st downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Now Lawrence to throw. This is caught. Touchdown Jaguars. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up, then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done. There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, it's Ford. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Now Sanders from the gun on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Back to throw. Sanders. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He'll get this complete to Tillman.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
That was a lightning-fast incompletion. He got it, he threw it, and it fell to the ground.
What's that expression, life comes at you fast? In this case, the defenders came even faster. Incomplete.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Got a man, it's Judy, complete.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good red zone run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that 1st down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now this incomplete, and I don't see any flags coming out. He was clearly in the pocket, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, and that brings up 4th down.
Looking to throw. Sanders. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. They throw for it on 4th and goal at the 1, and the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand.
Lawrence from his end zone.
His throw incomplete.
He was trying to get that to Hunter Long, the tight end.
And it's 2nd down.
ETN up the middle.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15.
The 71 yards now for ETN, and he's got a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Partner, we always talk about how important 3rd down is, but I think 1st down is equally important because everything comes off of that play. If the defense wins the down, they are able to attack. If the offense wins the down, they might go faster, do other things, and change things up. That big play right there allows this offense to really get in gear.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Now Lawrence. A short throw taken in by Long.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a 1st down on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
He finds his man, complete. It's Hunter. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Hunter. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
That's caught by Munt. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
A give to ETN running right.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Now Lawrence. He'll get that underneath ETN.
And he's going to be marked down short of the 1st down, right around the 17. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Escapes the defender.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
2nd and 13. This short pass into the hands of Njoku.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
That is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland.
That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Thomas the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Here's a give to Bigsby.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No 1st down. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. DeAndre Carter back deep. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Cleveland offense making their way out.
And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half.
Second and a couple.
Back to throw. Sanders.
Right back to Njoku.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Jaguars ready to go on offense for the final time in this first half. And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see. Final play of the half. It's Lawrence.
He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down.
Lawrence will throw.
And Thomas has it. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne.
Fights loose and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
117 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
So right now what I'm seeing an offense is just firing off the ball a lot quicker than they can react. And not only that, they're sustaining the blocks too. I'm seeing guys get 6-7 yards downfield before there's even a hint of contact.
Here's Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there, just like last play.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He completes it to Hunter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2. Lawrence now off the bootleg.
Got him in. It's Brown. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down.
A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. And he's got it down to the 28.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. On 2nd and 7, Lawrence. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
He'll drop that underneath to ETN.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
This will be caught. Judy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Ford. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ford, and they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Jerry Judy
from 10 yards out.
And the Browns are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit, and Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you add the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And now out come the Jags. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
Lawrence.
This is caught. It's Brown. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, he's a diminutive receiver, Charles. Not a ton of size, but still able to bring that in against double coverage.
I think that's a great job by him of understanding angles, because you mentioned his size. He's not going to go over the top of someone or body someone out of the way. He's got to make sure he creates enough space for himself by getting people into the wrong spot on defense, moving them with his body, and then showing his numbers to the quarterback to be open.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe starts to call more blitzes, because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Another tote for Etienne.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. Draw play, Etienne.
And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 29.
145 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
After another impressive run, the question has to be asked, how do you slow these guys down running the football? I think they're going to try and get more people to the point of attack, try and get more people to the line of scrimmage, almost use a variety of run blitzes in order to try and get it done.
Now Lawrence to throw. Open man, that's Monk, the tight end.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this one is right down the middle, and they have regained the lead.
So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this 3rd quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that, because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Browns set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side, but how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key to left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Up the middle they go. Ford
to the 36-yard line. Stop there. Chad Muma brings him down on that one defensively.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ford, and he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Looking to throw. Sanders.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 19. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On first down, Ford. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Sanders.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
Right at the 30.
They'll look to ETN to start things out.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Now Lawrence.
And this one is incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And they'll bring Judy in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
To throw is Sanders. Off play action.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
This is the tight end, Njoku.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it fourth down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
It's taken to the 26.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
ETN once more.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Here's a give to ETN.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, ETN. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
ETN with it.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
2nd and 7. On play action, Lawrence.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted.
And the Browns force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
They will start this drive with 4. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Hands it off out of the gun.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Browns on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Off the play fake. Sanders.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
The Jaguars back with it on offense. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 22.
They'll start on the ground, Etienne.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
They go play action with Lawrence.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Now Lawrence. Now he's free to midfield. They'll have the first down and more than that.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
De'Ami Brown.
78 yards.
And the Jaguars use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2, try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
And the Browns getting set to go.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Off play action. Sanders. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches.
Back to throw. Sanders. Pass incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. This is Ford. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 4th and short, they had the ball right at the midfield stripe. Was curious what they were going to do. Turns out going for it, the good play.
Reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday before this game where you said, you know, it's interesting about the NFL nowadays. Oftentimes in short yardage situations, they throw the ball. In the old days, they would run it. That was an old school call right there.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Ford will score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
They'll look to throw. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars down by 5. 1:55 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Back to throw, Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Lawrence.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
The dog pound barking as loud as they can here. 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. And that's complete to Brown.
And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Sanders.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.